and today I'm going to inform you all about how to practice proper form while weight training. Let's all imagine for a minute that we're in the gym, and we notice someone next to us on the leg press machine. All of a sudden, they start adding on a crazy amount of 45-pound weights on each side. Unfortunately, we do notice that their feet were positioned way too low on the platform, but before we could say anything, they attempted one rep and completely blew out their knees. From this quick little scenario, I hope you realize that their form was the key issue, but also not having the appropriate weight helped play a role in this injury that maybe could have been prevented if they knew a little bit more about proper form. I personally have done a great amount of research on this topic, as well as going through my certification to becoming a personal trainer has helped me a lot too. So this topic is right in my ballpark. Today I'll be discussing how if you practice proper form, you can prevent injury, target muscles appropriately, as well as I'll demonstrate to you all exactly what I mean by proper form and what goes into just one movement. Let's first begin by discussing proper form in relation to injuries and injury prevention. Number one thing people forget is their trunk, or what I like to call their trunk as well as other people call their belt, which is your core and your lower back. You need both of those to be engaged and tightened at all times when you're performing a lift. It has been studied that a lot of lower back injuries are commonly linked to having a weak core. So when someone is having lower back pain, they often think that they need to strengthen their lower back, but in reality, they need to strengthen their core. Another key component is getting the appropriate weight while lifting. Nothing is more beneficial for your body than correct form over sloppy form just to get the weight up. Also quoted from the NFPT, when we lift a lot of heavy weight, this can cause the body to become misaligned that can place your tendons, muscles, and joints in positions that can potentially cause strains and tears. Further expressing how proper form and choosing appropriate weight is essential when weight training. A good thing to remember is if you have to sway your body in any way to get that weight up, you probably should lower the weight. For example, in a bicep curl. If I grabbed a dumbbell that is way too heavy for me, I might have to start swinging my arms or bringing my whole body into that just to get that bicep curl up, which that can cause an injury, but I'm also engaging secondary muscles that aren't necessarily my bicep, like my shoulder, lower back. When practicing proper form, it also helps ensuring targeting the exact muscles. Like I was previously explaining in the bicep curl, I'll further express in an exercise called the lat pull down. Making sure one doesn't rush through movements and actually concentrates and contracts the intended muscle group is very essential. So let's think about a lat pull down. So when you have the bar, you have to pull down and contract your lats, correct? But what happens is a lot of people often get familiar or comfortable with exercise. So when they're going through the reps, they just start going faster and they're not really thinking about that exercise. So when they're pulling down in the lat pull down, they might not even be really contracting their lats. They're using their secondary muscles like their bicep or even falling back and pulling their whole body into that movement. So if they were doing it properly, they'll be pulling down at an appropriate speed and engaging the lats with every rep. Now that you've heard a couple examples and incidents that proper form contributes to, I'd love to demonstrate with the help of a volunteer exactly what proper form is. So today, with the help of Christina, I'll be showing you guys proper form of a squat. There's 5 key components I want to point out. So first, go ahead and face this way. Come a little bit here. All right, so first go ahead and do a squat just so everyone knows what we're talking about right now. Perfect, go ahead and stand up. So the first thing I want to show and point out, we want to hit a 90-degree angle. So go ahead and go in the squat one more time. We want to hit a 90-degree angle right here. You guys can see that? Yep, okay, good. Next thing, when you go into the squat one more time, I want you to focus on keeping your chest up as well as your core engaged, so your trunk. Go ahead one more time. Perfect, good. Next thing I want to point out is we always want to keep our knees behind our toes. What happens too often is people get their knees over their toes, and when they start adding on weight into their squat, they're putting a lot of tension on their patella and they'll cause some knee injuries. So it's very vital, so when you want to keep your knees behind your toes, so sitting back more into the squat. So go ahead, I'm going to have you do squat one more time, but before you go, I want to also point out, a lot of people when they're doing squats is they want to engage their glutes, or they want to work on their glutes, but they're not engaging their glutes. So the squat will just be quad dominant. But what Christine's going to show you guys is when she's down in the squat, when she comes up, she's going to engage her glutes. Go ahead and go down in the squat, come up, and squeeze. Perfect. So now she's doing 5 things that are really essential for the proper form of a squat. Thank you. So today I discussed how proper form is in relation to injuries, injury prevention, how it can target muscles appropriately, as well as I just demonstrated to you a proper form of a squat. In conclusion, it's apparent to see that there's a lot that goes into practicing proper form. Weight training is meant to benefit the body, not do the opposite. So with that being said, I hope this information doesn't intimidate you guys in the weight room, but pushes you to do your research in each exercise, as well as asking your trainer if you're doing a exercise properly. Just remember to be safe in the weight room, and I encourage you all to pursue improving your health. Thank you.